Press back. In patient option, there are two choices. By selecting the previous, the ventilation parameters will be set based on the previously saved setting. By selecting new patient, as you see, the patient category, gender, height, and ideal body weight is adjustable. The system is able to use for patient above 5 kg. The system is able to calculate ideal body weight automatically based on injured patient height. You can insert the IBW manually too. Select Accept to store new setting and consider by selecting new patient, all the previous setting will be deleted. After the entering patient data, the system shows main screen. In Modes menu, you see current mode and its parameters. Available ventilation modes are assist control, SIMV volumetric, pressurized, and both of them. Mode as PSV, VSV, and APRV. For non-invasive ventilation, the system is able to operate with PSV and PSIMV mode. You need to activate leak compensate and exhalation flow sensor. Please consider the face mask must be non-vented type. Also, for using CPAP, can select PSV mode with the difference that P support must be set 0. The system is able to detect apnea. In spontaneous mode, it can activate or inactivate it in setting of this mode. If the apnea was detected, the system switch automatically to AC/PCV mode and the alarm message will appear. An alarm window. The system is able to detect the patient trigger by flow or pressure. Also, it's able to set breathing pattern as a square or decelerate in volumetric mode. In case of a square pattern, the dual control is available to relieve the patient breathing. Afterward, the select an appropriate mode, select the Accept to store the system setting. By selecting Activate, the device starts to operate and breathing curves and loops display. Horizontal vector shows time and vertical vector demonstrate numerical value. By touching each of them, you can change the interval and also values in loop. By touching freeze, diagrams will freeze. And by touching again, diagram will unfreeze. It's adjustable. At the top of the screen, you can find current mode, date and time, and battery indicator. Battery and power alarms will display in this part, and the others will specify by levels and their priorities. By selecting Event Log on the name Alarm Review, which included alarms and setting changes. In monitoring menu, the measure parameters will display all together. You can find trend in the corner of this display. You can see stored parameters there in 72 hours. Also, it's able to customize vector by clicking on label positioned beside each curve. By selecting on chart, a white line displays which specifies the date, time, and relevant numeric value. In this section, you can set the alarm limitation for specific parameters. The alarm will activate if a parameter exceeds permissible limits. For all parameters except peak pressure, select the Auto Set key to set the alarm. The user have to set limitation based on the patient conditions. Here is event log, which it saves 2000 events, including alarms and system setting. If the event is an alarm, it's indicated the level of alarms, and by selecting event, the details are available. In configuration menu, we have 4 choices. In general setup, can change the volume of alarm and view battery status. In clinical setup, smart nebulizer is accessible to adjust its times or activate or inactivate it. You are able to select the type of humidification. By choosing compliance compensation, oxygen sensor and exhalation flash sensor can activate or inactivate it. The last items in this menu is technical, which is related to manufacturer or authorized experts. The next menu is maneuver. The suction maneuver has 3 steps. In first step, the device delivers a breath with 100% oxygen for maximum 2 minutes. And then perform suctioning. Connect the patient to device and press final 100% oxygen. Maximum 2 minutes. Otherwise, the device will start ventilation in the previous mode. P100 in an IF will activate it here. P100 is 10 seconds, and an IF is adjustable from 4 up to 20 seconds. Inspiratory and expiratory maneuvers usable for holding patient on inspiration or expiration phase. The maximum time is 20 seconds. By selecting clock, it's impossible to touching a screen or other membrane keys except parameter toolbar. By unlocking, we'll get back to normal operation. By pressing home key, it returns to previous menu. By pressing standby, the patient setup is accessible, and you can turn the system off or select standby mode. "100% oxygen" key delivers 100% oxygen for 2 minutes, and by repressing it, returns to previous range. "Manual" key delivers a breath with current mode to the patient. Alarm silence inactivated the alarm volume for 2 minutes, except battery and power alarms. For turning off the system, it's necessary to select standby mode and then select the shutdown.